Hi guys, this is Jordy from Paradise View Lawn Care, and today I'm going to be comparing the Ferris 48-inch mower versus the Bradley. I'm going to give you the pros and cons, what I like, what I don't like, how a $4,000 mower compared to a $8,000 mower, and which one I prefer. So let's start. Let's start over here with the Ferris. Over here, the control panels on the Ferris, everything is under the controls. This is more compact, less space, but you have to go under it to control everything. Everything is in the way. And I think the Bradley has a better control system than the Ferris. Also, this mower is very jerky, very dangerous. If you go full speed, it can throw you off with the mower. If you compare it with the Bradley, you will see with the Bradley, nothing is in the way. You have space. The mower is very smooth. It's very simple, much better. Now let's compare the platform. The platform on the Bradley, all it has is some rubber, right? And the Ferris has a spring system. And you would think the Ferris is much better because it has a spring system, but it's not. Actually, the Bradley is much comfortable than this one. And I can show you right here. You see the system? It doesn't have much bounce to it. You compare it to the Bradley, look how bouncy it is, how comfortable. It feels way comfortable, even though this is a very simple system. Okay, so now let's compare the tires. So the Bradley wins the control system over the Ferris, and it wins on the platform. So let's compare the tires. I think the tires on the Ferris are thicker, wider, more beefier, and a little better on the turf. So I'm gonna give that to the Ferris. Ferris win on the tires, on the back tires. On the front tires though, they are rubber tire. They don't it's a different, you don't need to put air in it, whatever those type of tires are. And the Bradley you does, but you get a much softer ride with the Bradley, less bouncy, less bumpy than this one. Okay, so let's talk about the engine. This one has the Kawasaki. The Bradley has the Vanguard. And honestly, I will give this to the Ferris because this engine seems to have a little more power, even though it's 22 horse and the Bradley is 24. And it's very easy to change the oil. You see how easy, there's the oil filter and then there's the oil hose to change. It's much simpler. And it starts even in cold weather. With the Bradley, with the Vanguard, it's very difficult to start in cold weather and it's hard to change the oil. So I'll give that one, this one, the engine, to the Ferris. Now, let's talk about the deck, the cut quality. These two decks are designed for different purpose. The ICD deck is designed just to throw things out, shoot it out. So this deck is less likely to cause clump than the Bradley because the Bradley is designed to pretty much mulch everything. But the cut quality, they're about the same, but I like the Bradley. Now, if you get it some top wet stuff, probably the ICD will be better because you are less likely to get clumps. The deck on the Bradley is much beefier than the Ferris. So on cut quality, I kind of prefer the Bradley, but if you have tall grass, I think the ICD deck is gonna be better because it's kind of wet. It's not gonna clump. The pulleys and the system here in the Ferris, it looks much advanced than the Bradley. The Bradley is very simple at the bottom. You really can't see much on the pulley system, but the Ferris look more high quality. The muffler too on the Ferris better designed than the Bradley, because the way it's designed, it kind of shoots the air back to the control to the driver of the mower. Another thing is the front caster wheel, the design. I like the Bradley better because it's a little longer. If something breaks, you can replace it. And over here is welded to the machine, so this one you cannot replace. Either you got to straighten it or you got to weld it. So that's another thing. Another thing this one has is an hour meter, which the Bradley doesn't have. I did install one on the Bradley, which I like better than the one on the Ferris though, because it can tell you your RPM and your hours as well. So another thing, will be, you know, which one would I prefer driving and which one would I pick? I'm gonna tell you guys, even though the Bradley's only $4,000 compared to an $8,000 machine on the Ferris, I will prefer the Bradley. And the simple reason is this: it's faster. You feel more comfortable, less bumpy. It's not as jerky. The Ferris mower is way too jerky. Way too jerky, and it's very dangerous. Another thing is too, guys, the brake system on the Ferris is much better than the Bradley. The Bradley right here is kind of hitting. You see the brake handle right here. I also give that to the Ferris. And the lever adjustment on the Ferris, I actually like the Bradley better, because you see I had to write the numbers, and the pin, this pin that came with it wouldn't go in, so I got a new one. But to me, the Bradley is much faster, even though, because it's in the right hand. It's right hand, and it's much simpler. You just pull it up. Where the Ferris is on the left side, and you know, most people are right-handed, so it will be better. Another thing the Ferris got better is the tank. Even though it shouldn't be on the left side, they have it on the right side. That is stick style, where the Bradley, you have to take off the thing on the back to fill it up. So there you guys have it. Despite all that, I would still prefer the Bradley. It's more comfortable, faster. It's a much simpler machine, but it gets the job done. It cuts better than the Ferris. And I love the Ferris, but it's just a little too jerky. So there you guys have it.